Hey everybody, my name's Jeff Rouse. I play guitar and sing in a band called To the Glorious Lonely, and I also play bass in Duff McKagan's LOADED. And I'm here today to talk a little bit about my Fastback Artist Edition guitar, the Chlorina. A little bit about myself. I've been playing in bands here in Seattle for 22 years or something. I started out down south in Tacoma playing in a band called the Rhino Humpers. Kind of moved through bands for a while, moved to LA, joined a band called Crime Syndicate, played in that band for years. In 2000 I met Duff and started playing with him in LOADED. And in the meantime I also played bass with Tommy Stinson from The Replacements on one of his solo records. Point to all this being is I've always been a bass player, and I think every bass player also kind of wants to be a guitar player. It's just kind of the way it works. And playing with Duff and playing with Tommy, both are bass players that are also guitar players that write great songs. And I've learned a lot from those guys. And basically, through all these years, I've just wrote songs all the time. It's kind of what I do. I try to write a song a day. Sometimes it doesn't happen. And I'm not the most technically proficient guitar player in the world, but it's a tool. It's kind of what helps you get your stuff out. And you can do it on bass, you can do it on guitar, you can do it on ukulele, you can do it on drums, whatever it is. I tend to write a little bit more on guitar because it's a little bit more melodic. And luckily enough for me, I met a fellow named Mark at Fastback Guitars. I was playing a different guitar. It was a great guitar. He came up to me after a show and said, "Hey, I would like to work with you on a guitar." I'm like, "Well, really? Okay. I'd love that. But do you know what you're getting yourself into?" And he said, "Yeah, I just want your input into what you think would be a great guitar." And I jumped at the chance, and this is what we came up with, and it's called the Chlorina. And it's basically, I've always loved Gretches, I've always loved Tellys, and this is kind of the perfect combination of all of those things. It's a, as you can see, it's a white double-bound Telly body with, Filtertron pickups in it. They're awesome. Strat neck. We worked pretty tirelessly to get it to the perfect shape for my hand. Strat painted headstock. And the main thing about me and a lot of guys that play bass is we're gorillas with guitars. We're used to playing so hard on the bass and stuff. And so I beat the crap out of these things. And so the one main thing that I wanted to do with these guitars was to make sure that the hardware on them was super heavy duty, everywhere, no recessed jack, a nice heavy jack, everything from the switches to the knobs to the S switching pickup here, which I'll show you in a minute, which is great. Comes with strap locks, sorry. It's just a beautiful, amazing sounding guitar, and I just really couldn't be happier with the work that they did on it. And I think they made 5 more of these, which are going to be out for everybody. If any of you guys want to pick one up, you can contact Fastback Guitars. They're everything that I could ever want, including the personalized plate on the back here. They all come with great cases. And yeah, it's just a really, really great guitar. You can, maybe I'll just play a little bit of guitar right now. So that's kind of the clean sound. I just think it's beautiful. Even when you're playing through some super overdriven amp, these pickups are just so responsive to your touch. And like I said, I'm not super proficient, but I just love the way they sound. I always have. that's kind of really the whole deal with these guitars, and I couldn't really be happier with it. And I thank Fastback so much for seeing this through. It's taken about a year, and yeah, that's the deal. I also use Union Jack amps, which I've fallen in love with. Derek Springer has come up with a way just to build the perfect amp for me and many other guys here in Seattle. I love them. It's a 50 watt. This is called the Rouse 50 watt high gain, and also through a 60 watt reverb that I run just 112. I run the 50 watt through 112 and the reverb for 112, and I have an AB switch with some effects here and stuff, and it's a little bit of tab dancing, but I just love the idea of using, one particular clean sound and a completely different distortion sound, which it's hard to find in a lot of amps. So Derek does it, and along with the Fastback, it's perfect for me. So anyway. That's kind of some stuff I can do with this amp, but also the clean tone on this amp with this guitar, if I switch it to the middle position, just as beautiful and chimey. Let me capo up a little bit. For all of y'all out there, I love to capo up on the guitar. Sometimes when you're writing it, it'll just kind of take you to another place and make you play something different, which I've always really liked. I learned that. I spent a really weird night with Ryan Adams, and he kind of reinforced the fact that how cool capos were, and he's a genius in my opinion. So anyway. I'll play a little something overdriven now with the Union Jack Fastback Chlorina. Here we go. It's called Black Circles.